Over the last couple of years, PM Now has helped more than 5 home service businesses sell their businesses, have a huge payday, sail into the sunset with the help of some crazy good Google Maps rankings. Now, in this video, I'm going to explain 2 things. Number 1, why is Google Maps helpful for helping you get a good sales price? And number 2, what are the different ways you want to change your Google Maps strategy if a sale is your ultimate goal? It goes without saying, but I am not saying that Google Maps is the key to selling your business. Come on, there is so much more to a big sale and a big payday rather than one marketing channel. The other thing is, even if you don't want to sell your business, maybe you want to pass your company on to the next generation of employees or the next generation or employees, having a business that you could sell is always a good idea because a sellable business is just a good business to run. One other thing is I'm making this video right now because last week I had an account manager tell us that one of our best clients is selling their company. Later in the video, I'm going to show you some under the hood data about how they're doing with Google Maps. And I think you're going to be very, very surprised at how high the bar goes, how good this channel really can perform. Let's dive in. First of all is, why can great maps and organic rankings help you sell? And there's 2 points on that. So the first thing is that unlike other marketing, your organic rankings are an asset to your business. So if you've got a billboard that's working for you, you're paying every month for it. Google Ads, you're going to pay every click. Direct mail, you're paying for every single postcard. Google Organic is different, and it's also very similar to word of mouth advertising in that it takes some time to build, it takes some time to maintain it, but for the most part, once you got it, you got it. It's cranking in the background. It's helping your business grow. And what do you call something that you own that is just out there making you richer? It's an asset. The second part of this is great Google Maps rankings dramatically increases your profit margin, your EBITDA, the multiple you're able to command in a sale. Google Maps by far has the highest profit margin than any other marketing channel that you can invest in. So I have seen this time and time again, looking at Service Titan data, House Call Pro data. I've made a whole other video about this, but basically every company that's above $5 million that I've looked at, their number one marketing channel is Google Organic by a long shot. Nobody else is even close. Imagine you're getting a bunch, and by a bunch, hundreds in many cases, of high quality calls each month, and you're only paying the SEO company a couple $1,000 for it. What does that do to your profit margin? It sends it absolutely through the roof, which gives you 2 options. You can either invest in other more expensive types of marketing and grow faster, or you just bring those savings down to the bottom line, have a fat profit margin. So now that you know why it's important, how would you adjust your Google Maps strategy if you're looking to eventually sell? 3 items here. Number 1, choose the right location. So with Google Organic, most of the calls come from the maps, 80%, and it's going to be heavily weighted on where your location is actually located, where your office is physically located. You can probably start out with your house, but you really want to make sure that you have a physical location in a desirable part of town. So what I would look for is a place that is already really great, affluent people, the type of customer that you're looking for, but also something that's growing so that potential buyers would know that, this is where we're located. We're getting a ton of organic calls, but these calls are just going to get higher and higher quality over time. So the second thing, and this is a little bit of a cheat code, is to choose the right name. The cheat code that I would use, the way that I would do it, is I would make sure that the name had something like your main service plus the town that you're trying to target. Plumber, something plumber Miami. Something Miami plumber, something like that. And the reason why this is a cheat code is because in your name, you're actually embedding your main keyword. And then any single time you get your business listed anywhere, it's actually optimized for that keyword. So this is something that's just going to supercharge your rankings. It's going to supercharge your results in a way that's going to be very, very difficult to do otherwise if you didn't have the strategy in place. So the third thing, that's what I'm talking about a strategy, is to use a future-proof SEO strategy. What I mean by that is do not play games. Do not try to, work some loopholes. Stick to the fundamentals here. I've seen so many times, I've been in this SEO industry for over a decade, and so much of it over the years that what I've seen is people playing on loopholes. They figure something out that allows them to have great rankings. But the problem with loopholes is they eventually close. The worst situation for you to be in as a business owner is if you find something that generates a ton of calls, you get those calls, you grow your business, you buy, hire a bunch of techs, you train them up, and then suddenly that loophole closes, and now suddenly you're left holding the bag. You've got this payroll, you've got these people, but where are the calls going to come? If you want to sell your business, I would look for stability. And I suppose this is really true for any type of business, but make sure that what you're doing with your SEO is actually future-proof. So I want to give you something that you can hold on to. So here's one specific tip. At the core of Google's algorithm is something called backlinks. Now, a backlink is, the definition is when one website links to your website. But the way that I look at it is it's like a letter of recommendation. Because if somebody writes you a letter of recommendation, the trust from that person flows to you. Now, similarly, if you have a backlink, from one website linking to your site, the trust from that site goes to your site. Now, this is really foundational to Google's algorithm. This is the reason why Google beat Yahoo years ago. And so what Google's looking to see is what sites are linking to you. And what I'd focus on are two things: foundational and local backlinks. Foundational backlinks are those core social media profiles for home services. It's not only Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, but I'd also focus on things like Yelp, Nextdoor, Expertise.com, Angie's, a Better Business Bureau link. And the second thing is local links. So if you get a link from a local website, it shows Google that you are relevant to your local geography. So local newspaper, local television station, local charity, local community organization, like a kid's sports team. So this is actually a part of the PM Now onboarding process where we create a giant, and this is usually around 30 to 50 different local community organizations where we can go out and get backlinks for our clients. Reach out if you're interested in getting that analysis done. So as I promised you, I wanted to show you what is possible via Google Maps. So right over here, this is the latest click-to-call data from our client who's selling his business. And you'll see in the last month, they got 325 click-to calls from their Maps profile. Now, the thing to really understand is that this number grossly understates the total number of calls generated by Maps. I'd say probably by at least 50%, because it only counts the people who tapped the call button from their mobile device. So that's all it's counting, is people who are tapping on their mobile device. It does not count mobile users who checked out the business's website first and then called. And it also does not count anybody who searched them from a desktop computer and then called, which is, by the way, about 50% of the users. So one thing that I like to say, after looking at this data and realizing wait a second, so you're saying that they've got, close to 700 calls last month from Google Maps, 100%. That's what I'm saying. That'll make this next thing make sense, which is one thing that I've noticed is there is one way to make sure without a shadow of a doubt that you have excellent SEO. And that is to have had great SEO in the past. And what I mean by that is that people who know how good their business can be with great rankings, they don't settle for poor rankings. They will move heaven and earth to find a solution and to get to the top of Google again, because they know how good it is. If you would like PM Now to help you with your Maps rankings, click the link in the description, see if you qualify for a call. You don't need to move heaven and earth, just talk to us and see if you qualify. See you next time.